is Big Al.
All right, everyone. Good evening. This is Al Flowers. I'm flying solo today. My good man, Jeff Zapp, is out doing his thing in the upcountry with Engage the Right and his lovely wife, Lori. So we wish them safe travels on the way home, I'm sure. They had a full day today. But we're anxious to get it rocking today. Kind of a special show, actually. Something we've never done. We've tested it. It worked out great when we did. We're going to be bringing a caller in from Kenya, Africa tonight. Her name is Frances Waniku, and she's attached to the organization that Roy Austin runs called Libraries for Kids International. And it's a wonderful organization, a nonprofit. They collect educational books here in the United States and ship them up over to Africa in container ship, big containers on the ships. And then Frances Winuku and company over there, she has a bunch of people that helps her over there too. And they spread those out across all the villages and all the surrounding areas. So, passing knowledge. And I think that's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful organization. And I know I have librariesforkids.com. I think it's librariesforkidsinternational.com. I do believe that's, sure my producer will definitely correct me if I'm wrong. Well, it's been a wild day in the news, as you know. I mean, Saigon Joe really running them up. I mean, crazy, but we'll get to that later on. I mean, that's a full hour of discussion. If you want to join us or join me, and I'm like the Maytag repairman tonight, so I mean, if you get inspired, please call 1-843-800-1492, and I'll bring it right to our screener and right into me, and we'll talk about anything you want to talk about. If you happen to have liberal points of view or a progressive point of view, I encourage you to call in so I may try to understand where you're coming from, because I certainly can't when I see our republic being taking a hammer to and getting it beat down here. It's sad to me, and I'm a traditional kind of guy. I love the USA, and I love everything it did for me and our freedoms. And I think it's important that before we start throwing fists, we at least talk about it for a second. I think that would be the appropriate thing to do. I mean, before we start throwing Molotov cocktails at federal courthouses, taking over blocks of cities, trashing the whole area, breaking windows, looting, people losing their lives within these confines of these new chats or chads or whatever it was going on out there in Seattle. I mean, I think cooler heads must prevail. And if they don't, we're in deep trouble. I mean, these may be the end days. Who knows? I mean, I'm glad I'm right with God, and I encourage you to search your soul and ask for forgiveness and turn towards God. That's all I can tell you. I mean, He has saved my life. I guarantee that several times over. But these are troubling times, and He has smoothed out the road for me, and I'm sure the road for you would be just as smooth if you surrender, repent, and get in His Word. Get with a good church. I mean, it's important to round yourself out and ground yourself in faith. I mean, you have to have hope and faith, and not hope and change. That didn't work out too well. We had 8 years of that and kind of went flat, But hope and faith is what's going to save you. I don't know where to start. The story today that caught my eye in the Island Pravda was county backtracks on stripping paid COVID leave from unvaccinated workers. Now, I don't know who the genius was that thought this was a good idea, but I can tell you what it is. Looks like to me, the optics are this to me, to Al Flowers, that they want to control these unvaccinated employees. One way to do that is make life difficult for them. So the new county administrator, Eric Greenway, I'm sure he intended to encourage employees to get vaccinated as the super contagious Delta variant rages across the country. The only way that employees would be exempt would be due to religious or medical reasons, and you'd have to bring a note from the doctor or your mommy. Well, whoever advised, and he handed this down to this Scott Marshall, the county human resource director, who shot out these emails and along with his mouth, and we're gonna get these people vaccinated whether they like it or not. That's it. Well, they walked it back pretty hard, I got to tell you, and they make these decisions in a vacuum. It seems they must get around in a circle, a huddle in the hallway, and they just rah themselves up. They rub each other's backs so hard that they're hot, they're ready to go. We're gonna make a decision. Yeah, that sounds great, and bingo, bango, and now they have to walk this back. I kind of had to laugh because the sheriff just kind of like, what are you doing? I mean, he's smarter than all these people put together. But I say we definitely miss Ashley Jacobs at this time because this good old boy Eric Greenway that hit the lottery with all his pals on the county council there. They couldn't live without him. They had to have him. But nice try anyway. Nice try. 50% of the employees that are working for the county are vaccinated. So the other 50%, they will get vaccinated whether they like it or not. We'll do something to them. It's kind of sad. That's, of course, 85% of that article in the Island Pravda was hysterics about the Delta variant and ICU being packed with people, and they're laying in the streets. There's no room at the inn. Hospitals are overflowing. Wear your mask. Hey, listen, I don't know about you, but I saw the memo that came out from Homeland Security on the 13th of this month. And basically saying that anyone that talks outside of the realm of the company line on this COVID masking deal is put into a general classification of an extremist or a terrorist. I mean, you're just as like a palm maker. I'm like, what? This is insanity. And then we have the Biden administration, admittedly by Jen Psaki, who's on vacation with her boss now, I guess. I guess they, went to Disney World or something. She came right out and said that, they're counting on social media partners to help us tamper down this misinformation, identify those people that are passing around this misinformation about COVID, about masks. We just got a red letter from YouTube, unfortunately. I mean, I didn't think it was that that radical. There was a scientist that does not happen to share the same Kool-Aid that Fauci is drinking. And I mean, he's a scientist, man. He taught at Harvard, Johns Hopkins. I mean, this guy is a virologist he's got like 35 years experience in this field, specifically this field. And he had his educated opinion, and was that you don't need these masks, and this COVID variant is going to be another variant and another variant, and it just will mutate itself away. Like, I mean, when did we ever have like all these masks for HIV, SARS, Nile virus? I mean, some of these things are still out there. It's incredible. If you take a faraway look at it and stop listening to these people that are selling advertisements by keeping this thing, they keep throwing newspaper on the bonfire. And yet Trump gets ripped for trying to keep a lid on this thing. I mean, not back when he was saying, hey, listen, this thing is, I don't agree with what he said. He said it was a Democratic hoax. It certainly is not that. COVID is serious. It's a virus that can kill you. It has a 99.999% recovery rate. I just don't understand why he would say something like that. I mean, that to me was kind of goofy. So I agree from a left's point of view that you can't say that it was a hoax. It's not a hoax. Certainly isn't a hoax. But when he talked to Bob Woodward and he mentioned the fact that he knows how serious this is, but he's not going to talk like it's a panic because he didn't want to put that on the American people. I mean, this is when the information was just coming alive, just coming out. So I can understand that's a leader. I mean, he's made a decision. Granted, it wasn't very popular, but he was trying to keep everybody together. Instead of today, it's like the lid is off. I mean, it's all hats and horns. I mean, you wouldn't know it. You would think that anthrax was running through the country. So Donald Trump did a lot of good things for this country, folks. I don't care if you don't like him. People just arbitrarily just hated the guy. I've never seen anything like that. But I mean, if that was the same type of upswell while Barack Obama was president, then there would have been a long-standing race where it would have happened already, no doubt, if people would have thought that way. I mean, I didn't think that. I was just like, well, he's the president. He's a Democratic president. No telling what he's going to do. But I never, considered he was a man of color. Who cares? I mean, you got to ask yourself, this guy came from being a freshman senator in the state to president of the United States. I mean, there's some kind of big juice behind that guy. And I think he's still got his hand up Obama's, Biden's back. Biden, I was trying to say. But, that's neither here nor there. That's my smart aleck self talking there. But, yeah, we got a red letter, man. So we're on double secret probation from YouTube. I don't know. I don't understand why you can't have put out all the information that's available from scientists and let the people make a decision about their body. You make that same argument with abortion. It's my body, my choice, this, that, and all the thing. When you're murdering small children, and that seems to be like, passe, no big deal. But man alive, you bring this up at a cocktail party, whether you think you should get a shot or not, you'll have a rumble on your hands. You're lucky if you get just a drink thrown at you. But I mean, you get people talking about abortion. You get people talking about human rights violations in China, where the Uyghur people are being put in concentration camps. Medical dissections are taking place over there. Organs are being harvested and sold. If you don't think so, don't say, "Oh, I heard it from the source." Just go and check out any of these World Amnesty organizations. Amnesty USA even has a little blurb in there. This is really happening. This is the communism you want in this country. This is the great reset that you want in this country. I mean, it's absolutely nuts to me. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm just sad that, free speech is getting leaked out. It's getting slowly squished. We talked about this last year when I was ranting and raving about C16 over up in Canada about the personal pronoun use. That if you didn't use the personal pronoun that the person wanted, and you did it so many times, that this person had the right, if you didn't call him Shim or him or Zim or whatever it is that people want to be, called these days, they could call the constable and have you arrested on a hate crime, which is a criminal offense, by the way. It's not like a misdemeanor. You get a ticket and you go your own way. You get arrested and taken to jail. That's for speech. For speech. I mean, that's pretty scary. I think so. Now we're using these mega tech companies as long-range patrol type of thing, listening posts. And they feed all this information into what Homeland Security has in every single state, folks. They have intelligence centers in every single state. They're called fusion centers. I'm not making this up. Go to Homeland Security website. You'll find them. They'll list them. All of the, by the way, previous to this shenanigans going on with the social media stuff, they all had regular web pages that they would talk about, how they share information and everything. But this is like a clearinghouse for the state. And then it's conglomerated and sent to the Borg, which is, I'm sure, is out in Reston, Virginia, someplace nearby the Beltway, for further combing. And they're doing this under the auspices of the Patriot Act. I mean, this is, when everyone's hero, George W., declared this Patriot Act and let the dogs of war out and let three-letter agencies spy on their own people. Well, it's no big deal. Now, this Homeland Security identifies people that discuss COVID outside of the realm of what is the marching orders from Washington. If you talk about that, COVID, if you talk about the election being stolen, then you're on like some kind of dissenters list. And I don't know if they're like going to kick my door in and arrest me right now. I mean, look at what they're doing to these people in Washington, D.C., this huge insurrection. I don't think it was an insurrection. Nobody showed up with they showed up with American flags. I mean, how do you win an insurrection with American flags on a stick? The only person that got killed there was Ashley Babbitt. She got shot in the throat for trying to climb over a barricade. I mean, talk about a questionable use of lethal force. Go out and seek the film. You'll see exactly what happened to her. You'll see the arm come out right in camera, the shot taken. She falls immediately to the floor. People spread out. There was a SWAT team behind her that gave the thumbs up to the guy. I mean, are you kidding me? And then they tried to render aid. It was too late. I mean, she's shot in the throat. That doesn't usually work out too well. So, I mean, you're talking about insurrectionists. These people now that they've gathered all this top quality intelligence on, and then they arrested them, sent them to put them in detention centers in D.C. Some of them are still there. Some that haven't even seen legal representation yet, or even contacted their families. How would you like to do that? I mean, I would never go inside of someplace that I was told not to. I mean, that's not me. I mean, I'm not even a rally kind of guy. I'm not into it. I'm not into that. It's too disorganized for me. But these people, they didn't break in. Those doors were held open. Those barricades were moved back. There's films of video of these Capitol cops fist bumping people, taking selfies with them. So I don't know what the deal is. You make the call. Should they been there? No, they should not have. Should they broke any windows? No. The ones that did that were trespassed. Get them out of there. Charge them. Run them through the car wash. Get their money and get them out of there. But I don't think that it was as nefarious as these people made it out to be, especially mainstream media. They could not wait to get this. This is like the cherry on the top of the cake. I don't know about you, but you almost grieve for the state of the union, the state of our country. If we're twirling around this fast and out of control, who the hell is running a place? I mean, I am really discouraged, I guess is maybe the word, but I still believe that there's people in this country of all races, colors, and creeds that believe in the traditional values of this country and just want to go to work, get their kids through college, have a little pension, enjoy life, do birthday parties, anniversaries, travel a little bit if you can afford it. And that's it, and have a life.
Psych who joined.
So I'm a little exasperated at times about this. But before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and take a break right here. When I come back, we're going to be talking to Roy Austin and Waku and from Kenya, Africa. I mean, that is amazing. You got to love technology, folks. You're listening to TalkOne Radio. We'll be right back.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experience guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405. or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Are you tired of market losses and fees associated with the stock market? Would you like to be able to watch your money grow without the risk of any losses? Successful Seniors can help you secure your retirement income. There are no monopolies on good ideas, and in today's financial environment, it is important to get a second opinion and find out what prudent and informed investors are doing with their money. Call toll-free 833-814-0115 or email Doug at dougfair1@msn.com for a no-cost appointment.
Vineyard Assisted Living is a nurturing community with customized care, programming, and amenities that aim to engage and inspire. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you, which is why we personalize our programming and care levels to each resident's passions and needs, stimulating mind, body, and soul. Find out more about how you or your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com or call 843-612-0700.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The eFit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The eFit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The eFit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of TalkOne Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
The Epoch Times is dedicated to truthful reporting, free from any influence of government, corporation, or political party. Now, radio listeners can receive an introductory 1-month subscription to the Epoch Times weekly newspaper, as well as unlimited access to its website, all for $1. Visit readepoch.com to subscribe online, or call the Epoch Times at 917-905-2080 to subscribe by phone. That's 917-905-2080.
Vineyard Memory Care Community assists those with memory loss to thrive through wellness-enhanced programs promoting independence and mobility while receiving the care and support they need. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you and enhance the quality of life for individuals with dementia while providing their loved ones peace of mind. Find out more about how your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com. Call today, 843-612-0700.
The only conservative talk radio where you are more important than the host. TalkOne Radio. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're back from the break, and let's bring in some of our friends from outside here. Let's do this.
Can't hear you.
Okay, what's going on, folks? How are you?
Fine, thank you.
All right, well, cool. I hear you loud and clear, and you're much clearer today right now than I saw you before.
I can't hear you. You can't hear me?
Okay, Roy. I don't know what to tell you. Do you have it muted at all? I'll get the producer maybe to call Roy for me and see if you can help him out.
I don't know what to do.
All right. Well, we're gonna mute you right now, Roy, and then we'll get back to you. Let's talk, Roku. Is that how do you say your name now? I don't want to be
Shiko. You can just call me Wanjiko or Shiko.
okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, You're in Kenya, Africa right now, right?
Yes, I'm in Machakos sub-county.
Nice. And it's quite late over there, I imagine.
It's 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Bit tired.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, can you maybe walk me through a little bit what happens when you get the books?
When we get the books from Roy?
Yeah.
They normally come in containers. We've been working on the container project. So when they arrived at the coast, the forwarding agent clears them for us, and then they are transported to our warehouse in Kitui. So the team I compiled, we are mainly 4 guys, me, the warehouse manager named Gladys, and then some 2 other gentlemen who are normally assist us with the hard labor. The ladies can't really lift those heavy stuff, but then those guys assist us a lot. So we get together, the 4 of us, and we call the other volunteers from the community. They come and assist us with sorting and stamping the books. After the books have been sorted, we normally finish within 2-3 days, no matter how
There's
many.
a little button down at the lower left, Linda, that says mute or unmute.
That was Roy.
Is it Kena?
It both ways.
Roy's trying to get into the computer right now. So
Yes.
Well, I mean, are the books sorted already when you get them out of the container? Are they, broken down by math, reading?
Yeah, they're normally in sort. The boxes are labeled different categories.
Right.
We have books which are labeled as leisure, reading skills, mathematics, science, the different categories, religion, depending on what kind of books we had ordered. So they give us those. We have that list already, and they are also labeled very well. So we sort them, we stamp, and we make sure that
Go ahead.
We make sure that when we are sorting, we arrange them in columns so that when we are arranging the number of boxes and how many boxes will go to a certain school, we try to balance. Each school can get almost each category and as many schools as possible per container.
Right.
So the first container was a little tough because we had no experience, but we learned a lot. From the first container, we went to the second and third container. The 2 came together, and it was a little tough. There were around 1132 boxes. We didn't imagine that the warehouse can handle it, because the first one we had arranged in a way that we didn't know. We had arranged them oddly. They were already almost the warehouse looked full, but with the second one, we learned a lot. We arranged them well, and they fit. Even we had additional space inside. So it was so amazing how we were able to arrange that kind of arrangement.
Does the government help you at all of Kenya?
No. It's been really tough getting those people to even give us approval for us to take the books to schools.
Is that right?
I started working on the approvals in late February, and then early March. Up to May, none of the officials I had visited had given me authorization to proceed. 2 good months trying to move in and out of each office. Sometimes I go there, spend an entire day waiting. I make calls. I just sit there, I say, no, I can't live without something at least. Why can't I just see the PM, the personal secretary himself, so that I maybe explain the situation to him, he might understand. But then he isn't him.
Mm-hmm.
I go back home, I come back the following day.
Oh my.
I happened to send someone for almost 3 good weeks because I had been exhausted a little bit. I requested someone else in Nairobi who is closer to assist me. It was a little difficult. He didn't even was pushed down the line to go and start with the lowest employee down over there. So the work I had done had been turned into 0. He started the whole procedure again. The documents seemed to have been lost. The letter I had written was lost. Then, by good luck, I finally got a lady from Kitui County. We went back to the county itself. We spoke to one of the ladies who is a member of community from where we wanted to take the books. We wanted to take the books to Mwingi North. So we went and spoke to that lady. We explained the situation. We showed her the kind of books that we want to take to their schools. And she told us, my dear, just give me those books, give me the letter you wrote, and I'll get you the approval. So I felt so relieved. I didn't know that. Okay. She told me, just give me a number of 2 weeks. Not more than 2 weeks, you'll get your approval. So arrange the boxes and give me as many books as you can. I took the samples to her and true to her word, in 2 weeks, she brought the approval herself to the warehouse.
Wow.
And I was so grateful. We didn't even waste time. She brought it around noon. And at 2, we made all the calls. We took the truck, and I didn't want to wait. Not a single second, they might retract. I moved very fast. We left at 2, we were on the road. So we just told her we are on our way. Tell them we are coming. We arrived late at midnight. That's when we arrived there. Yeah.
Well, she was your savior there. Eh?
I don't know what I did, but I can hear you now.
Shiku, hang on just a minute. Hey, Roy, are you still trying to work, or are you on the phone right now?
Both. I think it's coming through the computer now. I'll hang up on the phone.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, great.
There you go.
Siku, how are you feeling? I know that you had a tough trip.
Yeah, it was a very tough one. I'm getting better. I haven't been able to stand the last 2 days, but today I was able to wake up, do a couple of things. I'm even up right now.
Wow.
Well, I appreciate you getting up.
But I don't know whether in about 2 hours I'll be able to stand. I'm breaking up?
No, you're fine.
You can hear me better?
Yeah, I can see that very clearly now. I mean, when we did the test, it was very difficult to see you, but I imagine the traffic on the internet was much heavier then. But now I can see your beautiful face.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, the journey was a little tough. We didn't know Wajir did have a tarmac road. The entire county doesn't have any tarmac road. The road ends at Garissa. So when we started the journey from Garissa towards Wajir town, it's Maram Road. It's not even Maram Road. The road is so rough. By the time we arrived, it's over 400 kilometers of corrugated road. So by the time we arrived where we are going, it was, oh no. How do I explain? It was really tough. And then it is so windy. We inhaled a lot of wind.
Yeah.
And the temperatures are extremely hot. So moving from there back here, the temperature, it's cool here. I haven't seen the sun in like 2 days. So you get the temperature, the differences in temperatures, and then that up and down being made to jump up and down, and you're in a vehicle for more than 400 kilometers. By the time we were back here, everyone got sick.
Wow.
They were wondering.
Well,
what we should do. Yeah.
Don't go getting COVID on me.
No. It's not COVID. I can assure you it's not COVID. It's just the issue to do with the wind, the temperatures, and because we are already up.
Well, you are precious to our operation and to me. So I want you to be well.
Thank you. We will be.
What do you need? I mean, let me ask you another question about the books. I mean, I know you want to get educational books over there, but can people help by giving books that are just fun books for kids to read, that are simple but have a more of a spirited fun instead of or fantasy? Like I used to read Mark Twain all the time, Huck Finn, and all these types of books like that. Do you take those, Roy, or?
Yeah, I mean, but it all depends on what the teachers say they want. They fill out an order form, and we submit that to Books for Africa. Books for Africa has all the books. So these days, I tell people that want to donate books to just ship them to Marietta, Georgia, to their warehouse. Books are not that expensive to ship inside the United States because the post office has a media rate. So, for instance, I mailed a 35-pound box of books to my daughter in Cookeville, Tennessee for $13.
Mm.
So it's pretty inexpensive to mail books in this country, but we want to go by whatever the teachers say they want, and I think a lot of the books, and Siku can tell better than I have because I haven't seen them yet. They are books that are just storybooks as opposed to textbooks. Is correct?
Yes, we prefer more of the storybooks than the
Mm.
textbooks
Mm.
because of the different curriculum. The difference in the curriculum, the country has been changing from the previous curriculum. We adopted a new one. So when we went to Wajir, we've been in Wajir last week. When we went to Wajir, the teachers were insisting that we get them the books which are fit for grade 1 to grade 8. Now, based on our system, the grade 1 to grade 8 is your grade 1 to grade 4.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know whether
you're breaking up.
I'm explaining myself better.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, but I didn't realize that.
So the kind of books that you say are meant. You can hear me now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
when the kind of books is fit for our grade 1 to grade 4. So those are the kind of books we focus on mainly, extremely low. In Wajir, you will talk to a kid who is in class 8, in grade 8, and they cannot construct a Kiswahili sentence. No, let alone English, they cannot construct a Kiswahili sentence with you. You'll be trying to talk to them and they don't even understand what you're saying. So in that kid, you give them a little bit harder book which doesn't have pictures, they will not be able to grasp anything. Their cartoons, their fun books, they appreciated those ones a lot because we had them in large numbers when we were going to Wajir. We cleared the warehouse of those books because the teachers had insisted we take those kind of books to their learners and they will help them a lot. We took them to Wajir and they started reading them when we had just placed them in the storage in one of the schools. The kids filled there and started taking the books one by one. Reading, just going through and saying, now look at this one. This one is they were speaking in their mother tongue, but the teacher was trying to translate for us. They were telling now that one is explaining what that cartoon is doing, what those kids are doing to the other one. So it was really fun watching them doing all these things. Yeah.
What about supplies, Shiku and Roy? What about pencils and paper and notebooks, backpacks and that? Is there a need for that over there?
I'll let Siku answer that, but I don't know what if that's on the order form to Books for Africa to put in the containers.
No. That's not part of the order form. The one we filled to Books for Africa, no.
Right.
But the communities have been taking care of that part. Actually, even the amount that the government sends to schools, most of the cash is concentrated on getting the children, the exercise books, the pencils, but the backpack is on the parent. You take care of your own backpack. But they do give the children in all public schools the actual number of books that are required. Let's say there are 9 subjects, they'll give them 9 exercise books, each about 120 pages. So when that book is filled up, it's up to the parent to replace, not the school to replace. Then the following year will be given just as a textbook again, an exercise book. So when it comes to the supplies, the pencils, the rubbers, then they are provided for 1 year, just once. That's it.
Yeah.
Siku, did I don't know if you talked about this, but tell them how kids have to often share textbooks.
Actually, the situation was worse in Wajir. I'm going to mention Wajir because that's one of the areas where I felt really that our services are required, but it is really far and inaccessible. We went there and the teacher just told us he years around. One of the teachers was Kibile Girls. I don't know whether you remember that guy, Roy. We had an email we had been speaking to him for quite a while. That teacher told me that he has around 60 children in one of the classrooms, and the government happened to send him like 23 copies of mathematics, and there are 60 in that class.
Wow.
So I asked, I wonder why the government had been saying that they are going to share, the books are going to be 1-to-1 ratio, one book per child, but then they're sharing 4 in one.
Well, that's not
4
right.
children
Wow.
per book.
I mean, how can you study?
There's another copy of CRE, religion. It's 13 copies for the same 60. Those subjects are not the compulsory subjects. The compulsory subjects are mathematics, English, and Kiswahili. So those copies, at least they try to make sure they are over 20. But the other subjects, the teacher told us, religion, he had only 1. He had only 13. He received only 13. There's another category told me he got 15. Only 15 copies for the 60 kids. Now the question was, what am I going to do with this number of copies? And they're going to share like 4 kids per book. Yeah.
Well, when you were in school, it was worse than that, wasn't it?
It was even worse. We had only 1 textbook per the teacher in those subjects. The teacher was the only one who had some of the textbooks.
Wow.
So he is the only one who comes with the book from the staff room, writes on the board, explains to us, and leaves with the textbook. You can't even go and access the book because they're afraid of you as kids destroying the book. You can't even read it later. But when my dad could just bring the book at home, I go through it and then he takes it back in the morning. He was a teacher in the same school. So I had been lucky enough to have access to the book later in the evening. But then other kids, they won't have access to the book. The mathematics book, the teacher will just copy everything on the board. And sometimes when we couldn't finish the kind of work we're supposed to do within a 40-minute lesson, we'll be taught to later after school hours from 3 p.m. We'll have one of the prefects, the children leaders, the leaders in each class. They'll be given authority to just take the book, write for us on the board, or read to us what we are supposed to do, the kind of assignment we are supposed to do. And then we leave at 5 p.m. because it's only 1 textbook in that class. No more. That's it.
Well,
we didn't even have novels. I didn't read a novel until I was in secondary school.
Alan, one of the schools that we bought textbooks for, Marathile, had no textbooks and no supplies. In fact, you can see through the walls of the building. They're just branches. He was teaching his classes by drawing pictures on sheets of cloth. And so he would hold up a sheet of cloth with different fruits on it, the parts of a tree, the parts of the human body, the alphabet, the numbers, and he would point to things and recite to them. There's a great video on our YouTube channel of him teaching his classes with these sheets of cloth because that's all he had.
Yeah.
He actually
We'll stay with her. There's
ketchup.
Roy, how many levels of red tape do you have to go through? It sounds like you have to go through at least 2 to get the books to Shiku.
Well, getting them to her is probably the easiest part of the whole thing. Her getting them to the schools is quite a challenge. The government has not yet given us permission to distribute books throughout the country. So she has been going to county district school administrators and getting their permission to distribute in that particular county. So she's run into a lot of challenges over there. For us, it's pretty simple. We just pay Books for Africa. They load the container, they arrange the shipment, get it through customs, and truck it to our warehouse in Katui. But the real challenge is after they get there, because she has to sort all the books. They have to be all completely unloaded and stamped. And one of the things you have to stamp on there is that they're not for sale. The government doesn't want you sneaking in books to try to resell them and make a profit off it. So they're all stamped in several places with a tag that says not for sale. And then she's got to repack them and get those then distributed to the schools, sometimes by motorcycle. Now, it's there's a video on our website of all the boxes and some of the sorting action that's going on in the warehouse. It's on our YouTube channel.
Go ahead and give that, Roy. Go ahead and give that website where people can see that.
Our YouTube channel, just search for Libraries for Kids. Our website is Libraries for Kids. Libraries the number 4 kids.org. But it's quite an undertaking. Now, what she has figured out is, because she's very resourceful, she has hired trucks and loaded boxes of books on trucks and sent them to a relatively central location, like she did in Wazir County, and then unloaded them from the trucks and put them on motorcycles, or had teachers come to the truck and pick them up.
Right.
She's back. So it's we're just talking about the whole distribution process that you have to go through to get the books once they arrive at the warehouse. It's quite an undertaking.
Yes, it is. It is. We start with the stamping process. We go ahead and start sorting the books. We make sure that each school gets each category, close to each category, like 4, 5, 10 copies. If we had ordered few, if there were many, we just give like 30, depending on the number of schools we want to distribute, and depending on what the teachers in those areas want. So then, but the kind of reading materials that they want, we just give like an entire box, because they really want those kind of copies. We just give them an entire box or 2, depending on how many we have and how many those guys want. And so we arrange them, we label them per school, or we just write number 1, 2, 3. We're going to make sure each school gets number 1, 2, and 3 boxes. Then we take them in trucks. When we were going to Saikuru, Chuso, and Wajir, we happened to load FH, the trucks, the 2-feet trucks. We loaded them with over 250 each, 250 because they are filled by the time we have 250 boxes. We load 250 boxes in each, and then we take them to those regions. When we arrive, we are offload in one of the distribution center. We can either speak to an head teacher in one of those areas. They'll give us a room. If they don't have a room, we can either hire someone in the nearby town to give us an empty store, or at the DEO's office, the Director of Education's office, if they are available, if they have a room, they'll give us, depending on the kind of person that we have found. Some of them will be willing to assist us for free. Others will be asking for cash. Most of them have been asking for money. So we just, it's up to them. You cannot force someone to give you something for free. So they give us those kind of stores. We store there for 1-2 days. By the time we are done distributing, it's all good.
Well, is there any other humanitarian charities or religious charities around that could help you at all? If you can have pooled resources, is that possible or no?
Distributing books for them to get books to the rural areas. I haven't seen any other which can get to those rural areas we have arrived. Maktabas was one of the organizations that was working on distributing books to in the country, but they were focusing on central region and the cities. So their area is mainly the central province of Kenya. But then we are focusing on these marginalized areas. I'm going to call them marginalized areas because they are northern part of Kenya, the entire northern part of Kenya.
Mhm.
Most of the part of eastern, where it's totally dry, the road is inaccessible, it's very rough. In some of those regions, even the living standards of those people are extremely low. I haven't found any other organization. I did try to ask them around and ask whether they've seen this kind of books or there's someone else in that region who has been doing the same thing that we are doing. But they say no. It's the first time even when we are taking the books to them, they are wondering, are you selling these books to us? Are you guys, how are you benefiting by giving us this kind of books? Because
They're very
it's not
suspicious.
normal. They have never seen this. They have never seen someone give them books for free and even making sure that they get the books at their convenience at their school. They've never seen that.
Wow.
So making sure that they have received those books, they keep on asking, what do you want in return? What do you want in return?
Yeah. Alan, she talked about Wajir and being the far northern part of the country. Most people don't realize how big Kenya is. It is slightly smaller than Texas. So it's a big place, even though it doesn't, if you look at the map of Africa compared to other countries, it doesn't look as big. But Africa is a lot bigger than most people realize.
Right.
And in fact, the United States would fit inside the Sahara Desert. So, I mean, that gives you a little perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Kenya is a big place, almost as large as Texas. And so there are a lot of, quote, remote regions out there and that's what we're trying to help the ones that, the city schools have more access to computers or libraries than the rural ones. And the rural ones are then at a disadvantage when they try to take their tests, which determine whether or not you move up in school, because they don't have the resources. As she just shared, they're sharing multiple kids having to share one book, which is not real conducive to learning.
Exactly. Exactly. What can people do today to help you out, Shiku and Roy? What can the average person in the United States do to help you out?
I would say there's two things. Number one, we need to get the word out that we exist so that more people know who we are. Go to our website, libraries, 4kids.org, and sign up for our newsletter and spread the word. That's one of the biggest things. The second biggest thing is we need money. We've got more containers on the way, which are going to cost money to get them distributed. And when all 8 containers get there, they're going to create libraries in something like 1,500 to 1,600 schools. Correct me if I'm wrong, Siko.
You're correct.
But there are over 6,700 rural schools in Kenya. And so that's another 25 containers.
Wow.
And so we just need to raise a lot more money so that we can fund both the shipment of the containers and the distribution of the containers after they arrive. And the cost just went up. Kenya's raised their customs duties substantially. So whereas a container costs before $15,000, it's now $19,000. And then it cost us about $5,000 to distribute the container. So in round numbers, it cost about $24,000 a container. On a cost per book, it's, maybe 60 cents a book. But in total, it is a lot of money. But we're excited about the possibilities. We've come a lot farther than we ever would have believed when we first started. I think Siku will attest to that, I got to tell you, she is an amazing young lady, and I can't wait to meet her. I'm going in September and going to meet her the first day that I'm there. And you mentioned additional resources. We are also working with a Rotary Club in Nairobi, Lavington Gioni Rotary Club, and Nanga Wanjohi.
Yes.
is a member of that club, and he is now on our Libraries for Kids board.
Oh, very nice.
So, we are always looking for, the connections that you talked about. You never know.
Right.
But the most prevalent ones that I've become familiar with, there's a lot of organizations that are focusing on getting clean water all over Africa, and that is a huge need. But education, it's kind of a catch-22. Without education, how do you improve your life however you decide that you want to improve it?
Right.
However, without clean water, you may not live long enough to improve your life according to what your ambitions are. So both are extremely important. And we're excited to be, helping on the education side, which it sounds like there's nobody else doing it other than Maktabas, and they're focusing on a different region than we are.
No, very good. Well, I can tell you this, that this interview, these visuals that we have right here, the streaming video is going to be played on God, Country, and Family TV, and also REEL.TV, just as soon as I can get it uploaded to the people that broker that out for us. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you'll be TV stars before you.
Well, if you could send us the links, we'd love to see it.
Sure. I'll make sure you get a copy of this, and then you can share it with Siku.
Awesome.
But it's been a real pleasure having you on board today. Is there anything else in closing that you'd like to make an appeal, or either one of you? I mean, you got the stage as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Siku?
No. Go ahead, Roy.
I just ask for prayers for Siku and her staff. They've had some very difficult journeys trying to distribute the books, and a very difficult job getting the books ready to distribute once they arrive in the containers. So please pray for her and watch over her.
Amen.
We'll be fine.
Siku, it was really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for staying up so late. It's, what is it, 3:00 in the morning in Kenya right now?
Yes, it is. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Well, you have my permission to sleep late, my dear.
Lala Salama, Siku.
Asante, you too, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, both of you. You're welcome back anytime, Roy.
Thanks,
you
Al.
or whatever you like. You've been listening, folks, to TalkOne Radio. We'll be right back after these messages.
All righty.
As soon as I can get everything queued up.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experience guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Are you tired of market losses and fees associated with the stock market? Would you like to be able to watch your money grow without the risk of any losses? Successful Seniors can help you secure your retirement income. There are no monopolies on good ideas, and in today's financial environment, it is important to get a second opinion and find out what prudent and informed investors are doing with their money. Call toll-free 833-814-0115 or email Doug at dougfair1@msn.com for a no-cost appointment.
Vineyard Assisted Living is a nurturing community with customized care, programming, and amenities that aim to engage and inspire. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you, which is why we personalize our programming and care levels to each resident's passions and needs, stimulating mind, body, and soul. Find out more about how you or your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com or call 843-612-0700.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The eFit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The eFit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The eFit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of TalkOne Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
The Epoch Times is dedicated to truthful reporting, free from any influence of government, corporation, or political party. Now, radio listeners can receive an introductory 1-month subscription to the Epoch Times weekly newspaper, as well as unlimited access to its website, all for $1. Visit readepoch.com to subscribe online, or call the Epoch Times at 917-905-2080 to subscribe by phone. That's 917-905-2080.
Vineyard Memory Care Community assists those with memory loss to thrive through wellness-enhanced programs promoting independence and mobility while receiving the care and support they need. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you and enhance the quality of life for individuals with dementia while providing their loved ones peace of mind. Find out more about how your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com. Call today, 843-612-0700.
The only conservative talk radio where you are more important than the host. Talk One Radio. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'm back. What a great time we had with Libraries for Kids.org. Roy Austin, he's driving the train here in the United States, and Siku Francis is holding down the fort in Kenya. She joined us all the way from Africa tonight. Stayed up late. She's 3 a.m. over there. But sure do appreciate them joining us. Great content, great conversation, educating people all over the place here. Listen, folks, if you're moved by what you heard and saw, go to librariesforkids.org. Libraries for Kids, the number 4, the numeric 4, kids.org. And Roy, you heard what Roy said. It cost $24,000 just to get a one big container of books to these young children that in Kenya that just want to learn. That's all they want. They're not asking for much. They're not asking for money. They're just asking to develop their minds. And Siku over there is, she's nails in my book, working very hard, very long, very diligently, as well as Roy. But the red tape is monumental, it sounds like to me. Roy made mention that everybody's looking for clean water over there. I don't blame them. We take that for granted here in the United States. But there are people in the world that could use books to learn, to better themselves, and to move forward in life. I mean, how can you not? How can you move forward if you are a little bit behind the power curve and don't know how to read or write or do simple math? And Siku made mention that there was children in grade 8 or 8 level, they call it, that couldn't even put a sentence together. So that's kind of sad. And that's not their fault. And it's not the fault of the teachers either. It's not like here where, they have gigantic teachers unions and, everyone's got a laptop. Over there, Roy made mention that they were doing teaching off of a rolled up piece of cloth, doing math problems off of that because no chalkboards, no this, no that. And I don't know if it's a level of corruption over there in Kenya. I don't know. I don't know that much about their politics, but it's sad, that people that want to help and give help, like Siku has a crew that she works with that give of themselves to get these books out. And some of them have to stack books on motorcycles and ride across rutted roads to get to these villages and little towns that are essentially out in the middle of nowhere. And trying to bring these children up and educate them. And I mean, their parents want the very best for them. It's the economy. It's a tough situation. So please go to that website, and if so moved, give some a couple dollars if you can. I'm sure they have. I haven't been to the website in a long time, but please give whatever you're moved to give. I mean, I know everybody has their hand out these days, but if we $5 here, $10 there. I mean, it's a coffee for crying out loud. Let's try to help them out. And along those same lines, I want to mention that one of our key, I guess it's a charity, nonprofit, I'll call it, Doors to Freedom, New Life Restored, Hope for a Beautiful Future. What they do is they take these young girls that have been trapped into the sex trade. Yes, the sex trade right here in South Carolina. It's alive and well, folks. So Doors to Freedom takes these kids once they bring them out. Let's say they're discovered, if there's an arrest made and there's kids in the house, they bring these ladies to a safe house. They reclaim their minds through psychology and prayer, just try to get them back to normalcy again and tell them it's safe to love others again and make the transition. So these folks are right here in this state, Doors to Freedom. They're in the process right now of building a second home. They have one. It's at an undisclosed place. It's I won't even say where I think it is, but it doesn't matter where it is. I do know of this Doors to Freedom. This nonprofit is legit as they get. They need some help from, if there's any contractors listening, if there's any appliance store owners listening, please take heed. Here's what they need to finish out the second house. They need a freestanding stove. They need a kitchen refrigerator, one at least to hold a bunch of food, because I think there's like 5 or 6 rooms. So there's 5 or 6 rooms plus a couple counselors that stay with these young ladies. So you're going to have some food, some chow for them. They're also in need of a kitchen dishwasher. With that many people, you got to have a dishwasher. So if you know of anybody that owns an appliance store that has a scratch and dent going on, feel free. Here's what you can do. You can call. I'm sorry, you can't call, but go to email info@doorstofreedom.com. info@doorstofreedom.com. And I don't have a phone number for them, but I do in the office. Or you can just contact us at 843-505-8513, and we'll make sure the message gets forwarded. But they need a little bit of help. So if you can do that for them, Doors to Freedom, help a young lady make a transition out of the savagery of the sex trade, where these they're coming out of darkness into light, and they need all the help they can get. I mean, it's not this isn't a bunch of kids playing with a cell phone. These are young ladies that have been absolutely savaged and abused by these animals, and there is no, in my book, no rehabilitation available for pedophiles of any sort. Sorry. I hope God forgives me for that, because I don't have any room in my heart for them. They destroy lives. So if you can help Doors to Freedom, please. Those 3 items: freestanding stove, a refrigerator, or dishwasher. Info at doorstofreedom.com. Next up is our friends up at Operation Patriots FOB. It's right up in Ridgeland, 268 beautiful acres. It's building out specifically for combat vets, veterans, first responders that are suffering from mental distress, PTSD, etc., to get a chance to relax in an environment with those around them that understand where they've been and how life is pictured in their mind. So they're having a huge concert for heroes, and we're featuring Mark Chestnut with Walker Montgomery, the celebrities, Ted DiBiase Jr., Ray Mercer, Olympic gold medalist. I tell you, hard hitter too, boxer. And Jared Ashley, Navy veteran and singer. I think he's a local guy. But that is on the 6th of, let me make sure I got this date right. The 8th of October. 8th of October, folks. There's VIP tickets available, and they're very reasonable. And there's a big demand for these. They're only $250 each. Gives you a lot of perks. You get the big drink and mingle with the celebrities. Should be a great time. That's located right up near the Ridgeland Airport. Easy to find. Plenty of parking. There's going to be off-site parking, so everything's safe. They're going to shuttle people in. But that is on the 8th of October. They're looking for sponsors also. The Medal of Honor sponsor is at $10,000, Silver Star $5,000, Bronze Star $2,500. And if you want to sponsor a veteran to go and stay all week, $1,500. It's a great cause. They're great people. We've had them on the radio here. I know them. We've been up to what's called the Ops Fob. Fabulous stuff. So there's one other thing I wanted to mention here. Here we go. Don Ryan Center for Innovation announcement 9/11 ceremony Saturday, September 11th at the Veterans Memorial at Buckwalter Place Park. It's the 20th anniversary of the Twin Towers coming down, folks. You know that as well as I. We will never forget that at all. Over 3,000 people plus, and the number creeps up every year as firefighters, law enforcement, first responders fall over dead because of inhalation of the asbestos that was in that building. They're getting cancers of all types. It's horrible. So it's a solemn day for me. we're having the Successful Seniors show that morning. We're going to do a little something about that. We'll have a short little blitz on it. But to those that were there, God bless you. For those that lost family, you're in our prayers. It's a sad, sad thing, I'll tell you. And for all those conspiracy nuts that think that it was an inside government job, I can tell you I was on duty that day in an air traffic facility, and that is not true. Those airplanes were quite real. They held quite a few people, and they were flying around. Trust me on that. All right, so back to the subject matter at hand. 9/11 ceremony Saturday, the 11th, of course. What time does it kick off? 10 o'clock, beginning at 10 o'clock on September 11th. I invite you to join in this National Day of Remembrance. It's quite a solemn day. And I'm going to be talking about how this is all interconnected with Saigon Joe Biden. But before I do that, I want to talk about EFIT Club. I was over there today with my lovely wife, and we had a great workout. People are starting to wake up and come in, and big, small, strong, weak, tall, short, skinny, or big boned like myself, they come in to change their fitness because it changes their life. And Jay makes it so smooth to be able to do that at the EFIT Club, Fitness Connected, right over there in Belfair Town Village. Please call him for a tour, 843-707-9771. Palmetto Buff, he's the mobile automobile detailer. Brian does a great job. I'll let the pro come to you. Palmetto Buff. It's 843-949-8708. He's supposed to do my car tomorrow, but no bueno. It's going to rain 100% tomorrow, so got to reschedule. Vineyard Assisted Living and Memory Care, 25 Cassidy Drive. Call over there right now, or maybe tomorrow, 843-258-4207, offering a half off on community fee if you mention TalkOne Radio. We're happy to do that for you. You might get a little break too at EFIT if you mention TalkOne Radio. Please do. Strike Team out of Savannah, they have been in here with Ed Griffin and Ray Rodriguez. They're another veterans help group. They have 3 upcoming events, 22 minutes for 22 vets, Suicide Awareness Memorial Ride, and the Chatham County Veterans Council's 2nd annual poker run. For more information, contact them at Strike Team, STRYKE team.org, and get yourself together. And there's a bunch of fun things going on in September over there too. So we're going to be at one of them. It's a naming of a parking spot at in honor of a motorcycle enthusiast that was a Marine that lost his life back in 2015. That they're going to make that his memorial parking spot. So we're happy to help them and do that. And before I get going on this Afghan deal, I just took a peek at Facebook while the commercials were running, and my good friend Logan Cunningham from the Beaufort County Council, him and Chris Hervishon are probably the most stable people on that council. He had a little thing here. He says, there was a time when I was called crazy for saying people will try and force others to get the vaccine or require a vaccine card to enter a place. Well, here we are today. Not so crazy anymore. Scary, huh? Scary. They're already talking first day of school, masks for these people. Please. Okay. Well, here we go. Afghan president flees the country as the Taliban entered the city. Guess what? They could not stuff his helicopter anymore with American dollars. They had to leave. It was so heavy when the guy went to pull pitch to lift the helicopter up, over torqued the thing, and to set it down. They had to offload boxes of money that the president of Afghanistan was escaping with. I don't know what to tell you. The only thing that makes me sick to my stomach is that we lost human beings over there. We lost good Americans, good allies, young kids, older dudes in the guard, blown up, limbs taken off them. For what? For what? Joe Biden, Trump, listen to me. Trump had a plan set. It wasn't the best. It could have been better, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a strategist. But he had everything labeled out. And the Taliban understood him. And so did the Afghan people, the Afghan administration. He said, we're not going to just abandon this place. We're going to get the civilians that helped us out. We're going to leave and we're going to destroy everything that has been sitting here. We're going to leave your troops, 300,000 ANA troops, with plenty of guns, plenty of ammo, but we're blowing up everything that could be used by the Taliban down the road. It was going to be a systematic, step-by-step departure out of there. So here comes Joe, Sleepy Joe, Saigon Joe Biden, who just last week before he went on vacation said, yeah, we're leaving. Pack them up. No way is anybody leaving in a helicopter off the rooftops of, a $4 billion embassy that was built over there by your tax dollars. Guess what happened? The helicopters landed on the embassy. They're taking the people out. Just like Saigon. That's why I'm going to call him Saigon Joe. He's got about, the guy doesn't look down the road further than 6 inches. He does whatever he's told, I guess, or whatever's popular around him. Somebody said to me today, at least he had the balls to get out, pull the plug. Yeah, he pulled the plug. Now, you know what's happening over there now? The Taliban are shooting into the crowds. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. Now they have control. They have 130 Black Hawk helicopters. I can't wait till they try to fly those. That'll be hysterical. I wish they had a camera on those to see these Gomers flying. He's trying to pull pitch and jump around with these there. They're going to wreck them and kill a bunch of people anyway. Doing that. They had one of the, for the area, they had a pretty half-assed strong Air Force. I don't know if they left airplanes over there or not. I would have blown them things up. I would have set them on fire. They would have been decommissioned in a minute. I know they got Abrams tanks. They got all kinds of Humvees, trucks, Stryker vehicles, everything. They got the whole shebang of bang. They took Bagram like that, Cabal, just like that. And that scumbag of a president over there departed the fix. got out of there with a helicopter stuffed with money, U.S. denominations. Wonder where he got all that money from. Unbelievable. It's so chaotic over in Kabul right now. They had a C-17 take off in the morning. They used Apache helicopters to keep the people off the runways because they were running out on the runway in front of the airplanes. So they used that to sweep them off because it's chaos. There's no law. Well, 3 of them jumped onto the trucks of the landing gear of this C-17. Well, see you later. The minute they start sucking the gear up, there ain't no room for you. You either got to jump out or get crushed. So 3 people, fell probably 600-800 feet, killed. And there's 5 more that got shot dead. This is Joe Biden's administration. You can't blame this on Trump. Trump had this thing pretty tight. And you listen to any generals talking about this. Tomorrow we're going to have General Michael Flynn on tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Special show will be on from 10 till noon. We're putting it together just so that we have some coverage on it. And I don't believe we're not going to be taking any phone calls. And I think we're just going to be doing radio only. So, but I'm going to ask him that question. What do you think of the abandonment of Afghanistan? Can you imagine that there was people from European countries there. There was contractors there trying to get out. It was chaos. I mean, there was some jets parked at Kabul International, but who's going to fly them? Where are they going to get the jet fuel? Where's the crews going to come from? These people are going to get on those airplanes, and believe me, you ain't getting them off because they know what their destiny is. You turned it over to these savages. Kamala Harris is, claiming she was a key role. She served a key role in this Afghan debacle. She's proud of this. No telling. I mean, he's underground like he was during the primary, or not primary. Well, the primary too, but I mean the election. He was not face out, front forward. You know who's moving in, right? The Chinese. Guess who? Guess who's coming to dinner? The Chinese have already offered friendship and cooperation to the Taliban. Stand by, folks. Stand by. We'll be lucky not to have another 9/11 type of disaster in this country, because now the people that ran the program they got themselves a fat country now. Got all this equipment, got all this money, got a palace, got an airport. We're in charge, baby. We can really mastermind some stuff up. I don't know. It's unbelievable. There was a big protest outside of the White House today by people of Afghan descent, and their signs and their chants. They weren't insurrectionists, so don't get excited. You can't put them on the terror list yet. They're chanting, Biden, you have betrayed us. Biden, you have betrayed us. Unbelievable. CNN's covering this, and I saw this today. It was too much. Here's we're live from Kabul Airport. You can hear the people in the background. Death to America, death to America, death to America. The guy goes, well, he seemed friendly. What is going on? Well, he seemed friendly. Death to America. Right. Oh my gosh. It's too much. Listen, it's going to be rain. That's not bad enough. It's going to be rainy all week. Highs in the 90s, and you better keep an eye on old Freddie down there in Florida. Probably come swooping through on the elbow and give us a bunch more rain. I don't know if we can take it anymore. Really, it's been super rainy here lately, and it's destined to 100% chance of rain tomorrow. But this craziness that's going on with Afghanistan, never mind the COVID. I mean, I think this is the biggest story since. Bazillions and trillions of dollars left like rotting fruit on the ground over there in Afghanistan. We got this $3 billion embassy that we built over there. I don't know. It's probably going to be, a sleeping hut for these people, these Taliban. Better, you know what the people are worried about over there? The women and the young kids are worried that they don't have enough cloth to make burqas and cover themselves from head to toe. And the Taliban, of course, they're saying, no worries, no worries. Don't get excited. We're not going to do anything to you. Right. Sure. They shot into the crowd. Okay. And we know that what they do. They catch these A&A guys, they were killing them on the spot. They were shooting them. They captured a bunch of them. They killed them all. They shot them dead. So, this is the kind of strategic moves that these woke generals, this advice that these numbskulls that are more worried about this mysterious unconscious bias and racism in America, instead of giving good counsel to he's the president of the United States of the free world. Instead of giving good counsel on a strategic military move, do not just yank the plug out. The vacuum is too strong. It's going to kill a lot of people, waste a lot of money. It is shaking the foundation of America across the world. They're looking at us like, what a bunch of punks over there. It leaves us wide open for things that happen to us, not from inside of our country, like the mainstream media would have you believe that there's white supremacists running around. There's these militiamen are running. They can't wait to hurt everyone. Well, where is your empirical data? Where are all these things that have happened? The overwhelming number of white extremists, patriotic extremists. Why aren't they just like swarming all over the place, causing all kinds of ruckus? Well, they did on, I guess, 1/6 there. They went into the White House or Congress with American flags. Yeah, they broke some windows. I'll give you that. Trespassing at the worst. And I mean, people have done this before this. So, and they get a $50 ticket and sent home. Now you got the FBI knocking on your door, asking you if you were in Washington on 1/6. Are you kidding me, right? There's nothing, no other crimes that you could be out working on. It's like a cop writing parking tickets while a bank's being robbed right next door. But he's on those tickets, man. Unreal. I got to do one more break. When I come back, we're going to finish up. Hopefully, somebody give me a call, will you please? 1-843-800-1492. I'm going to really drum up this General Flynn. And then we'll be done for the day. It's a Monday. It's the start of the week. Tomorrow we're on 10 till noon, so don't miss that show. We'll be right back. You're listening to TalkOne Radio.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experience guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Are you tired of market losses and fees associated with the stock market? Would you like to be able to watch your money grow without the risk of any losses?